Alright, so in this video, I'm just going to be reviewing my own Captain America gameplay. I'm just going to be going over stuff of like what I'm thinking about, why I did stuff, and honestly, I did make a few mistakes here. This was my Celestial rank up game, and I just stopped playing for this season, just because my duo wasn't really playing as much. Alright, so I basically turned off outlines. I hit the top when I'm spectating, so you don't see their comp. So right here, it's Domination. On a lot of Domination maps, I just tend to like to go for point first as a tank, no matter what tank I am usually. It's just, my favorite play to do. It forces my team to play on point instantly. Yes, it is low ground, but there's a lot of cover that we can work with on the low ground, so it's actually fun to do so. So right now, especially since I actually don't know their comp, I need to know if I'm going to dive at all. Generally speaking, you can play full dive cap if they don't have if they don't have really any good characters that are good for peeling. But if they do have really good characters for peeling, so say for example like Bucky, Namor, like Thing, Thor, I would actually, I would frontline to draw a few cooldowns and to also brawl their frontline, so I make sure that I'm actually still adding something to the fight. And then once I've seen like maybe some important cooldowns are used, I would actually dive their backline, or if some time has passed and they're not really doing anything, then I would dive in. So right now I'm trying to look at their team comp. So I see a Strange, I see Mag. So those are two tanks that are actually pretty bad into dive, because the best value you can get on these two shield tanks is actually just holding the front line. And if those two start peeling for me, well, one, it's really hard for them to hit me because they're projectile characters, and these guys are pretty slow projectile characters. Mag's projectiles are semi-fast compared to Strange, but you get what I'm saying. Those two tanks right in front of me, if they start peeling for me, they're not going to be, providing any value to their front line, meaning that my front line can walk them down much easier, and that is actually what I want them to do. So right now, I'm mainly looking at their DPS. Their DPS is going to be the biggest factor determining if I'm going to be playing dive or just, semi-dive, semi-brawl. So right here, I see Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, maybe my duo calmed it. The other DPS was Black Cat, so they have two dive DPS, they have two shield tanks. This is a very easy comp to just go full dive on. So that's literally what I'm just going to be doing. And my job right here, what are my DPS? Yeah, I have a Punisher and an Elsa. I'm pretty much the only dive on this team, so my job, realistically, yeah, I can get kills, but since I'm the only dive, and I'm playing a dive tank, which does less damage than a dive DPS, duh, my inherent health pool just allows me to be a nuisance longer. So the way I win this game is just by being a nuisance to the backline. If I secure kills, good, but honestly, I just need to be a very huge nuisance to the backline. I need to draw attention away. If I draw even like maybe 2 seconds worth of attention away from the team, like these supports, that means that their tanks and their DPS are not going to get any heals for 2 seconds, and that's fine by me. So right now, I'm bullying their team. Invis can't heal because she has to jump, use her double jump to save herself, and this Cloak and Dagger can't heal the rest of her team because she has to peel for them. I'm cutting off their team's heals for just multiple seconds right now. I'm literally hoping my team win this fight. My Elsa gets 2 kills, and then right now, I just turn my back to try and kill the Strange. Realistically, I could have kept going on the supports, but we have man advantage. Yeah, it's a 64 right now. It's fine if I actually brawl the front line, because, in general, we should be able to kill Strange, even if he's getting double tanked, because it's a 64 right now. But honestly, I don't know why back there, I'm not gonna lie. So right here, oh, what the fuck? What a stupid voice line. So when you're playing like a really big choke here, or not a really big choke, but like a major choke, if that makes sense, like a really important choke to get out of, I can tell you what's going on through everyone's mind. So their tanks are going to be focused on pushing through the choke. They're probably going to be using some important cooldowns, like their own like bubbles and shield and stuff. They're not going to be looking at their backline to peel, because if they look at their backline and peel, not only, as I said before, is my front line going to walk them down, they're not going to get past this choke. And this chokes in every single Marvel Rivals map are a very important part of the map to get through, because well, it's a choke. If you don't get past the choke, you can't get to the point. So right here, realistically, I'm just gonna be like frontlining. I'm only going to dive their backline as soon as, like, you know, their tanks are through, because their tanks, as I said, are just way too focused on pushing their team up, and they're not going to be looking back, and if they do look back, they're dumb. Kind of like the same thing with the enemy DPS, they're going to be focused on, you know, trying to get some angles on my team, make the choke, like making their team try to go through the choke much easier. They're not going to be realistically too focused on peeling. So as you see, as I said, I'm just frontlining, you know, I'm trying to mark to see if anyone's flanking. The Strange did get past in the choke, and that's why I'm diving right now. Unfortunately, Spidey is here for some reason, and he pulls me, and they just did like 600 of my health. That is honestly very unlucky for me. Good thing I have really good supports, considering one of my supports is my duo. So right now I get healed right back up. They're down one. Right now I'm just chilling. I'm gonna be frontlining. Since they're, you know, a man down, we can win a 6v5 by just frontlining, or we can at least pressure them. So honestly, I think I'm taking way too much damage. I should just get fully healed up and then do the tech where I dive in when their tanks are through, which is what I'm going to be doing right now, because as I said, their tanks are way too focused on pushing up the team. Like, let me look at this. Like, there's nothing he can do really other than turn around if he wants to. But like, I'm just drawing so much attention. I'm buying so much time for my team right now. So right here, I think, so what cooldowns I was waiting for? I was waiting for my E, I was waiting for my slam, and I was waiting for my shield. Right here. I was trying to help my Emma, you know, help kill this Strange that she just choke slammed. It's mainly my Emma's fault. Cap is obviously not the best frontline tank because he's a melee character, so he can't poke the backline when needed. And his shield's super small, so he can't, you know, block a lot of projectiles from hitting my team. But he's still a pretty decent frontline tank, especially if you need to buy time, like in this case, because melee goes through shields, so I'm still damaging the tanks. But so right now, I know I just said I have to play frontline, but my Emma just spawned, so my thought process is that, or my Emma just spawned, my thought process is there's no point for me to like fight this Strange that just jumped over. He's going to ult, very obvious. Stranges only realistically jump towards your team when they're ulting. The most amount of value I can bring is just by, you know, going on their support, see if I can kill their backline or distract their backline enough, and just hoping my backline can deal with the Strange ult. And they do. We pop rocket ult, I'm on their supports, I'm playing in the rocket ult, so I'm doing crazy damage. I wouldn't say I necessarily forced Invis ult because, you know, she was just kind of like using Invis ult to layer on top of the rocket ult, but this is still good. Right now, there's a few different ways to use Cap ult. One is to use Cap ult as like an entry ult, but you could also use it as a third support ult. Realistically, you want to use Cap ult as like your final support ult, because Cap's ult gives ult charge, like a 20% increase or something. I don't know, I should honestly check that, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. So that means that, you know, if both your supports use their support ults, that means you can pop your ult as a third support ult, and they can also get their support ults faster for the fight that your Cap ult is in. But it is a very minor thing, and if you need to pop Cap ult to save your team, just go for it, honestly. So right now, what I'm looking for is, I realize in the situation, they probably have both support ults. We popped rocket ult first, so how it's going to work is probably like, since, you know, our rocket popped their ult first, they're going to pop their invis ult, then we're going to be forced to pop our invis ult, and then technically they should realistically win the fight with their own invis, or not invis, their own cloak and dagger ult, but I can kind of just, you know, prevent that by just using my Cap ult, as I said. We did use Elsa ult. I don't think it was a good one. I think they like insta-burnt it or something. It's whatever. So right now we're just burning time on the clock. I somehow kill Spidey. That's crazy. And I'm just, since my duo is the Invis woman, we're just coordinating. I'm asking, tell me when it ends. They're gonna be like, oh, ending now, ending now. However, I don't pop Cap ult because we're winning the fight still. We're still holding on to point. We're at the advantage here because we have point and it's a 6v5. Here, just easy cleanup, super easy cleanup. So right here, we know they're about to portal. He does manage to get touch, which sucks for us. I honestly should have not popped Cap ult there that fast, because there could have been a universe where, I don't know, this Strange just like got their USB disconnected from the keyboard or some shit, and they couldn't have portaled. I should have waited for Cap ult. I have no idea what I was doing, not gonna lie. But right here, you know, we're gonna make the best out of our Cap ult. I realized that we just pop Punisher ult, like, just about now, and my job right now is to, you know, not necessarily pocket. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna pocket the Punisher with the Cap ult, but I'm also gonna spread out. I'm gonna spread out the star path, you know, around my team. But I'm just gonna be really focused. Oh, what the fuck did I just hit? As I said, I'm gonna try and spread the star path as much as possible all over the point, but I'm gonna be focusing on my Punisher mainly because he's Punisher ulting. I don't want him to die. You know, and then I think this Invis just gave up. I can't lie. And at this point, it's just cleanup time. Nope, it's just basic cleanup. Nothing too scary. So we win that half, and here's the final half. All right, so same thing again. You know, it's the beginning of a new round. I'm gonna start botting towards point. So right here, I'm just gonna look at their team here. I do see Psylocke, so I know one DPS, you know, swapped. It's whatever. Psylocke, she's not the worst at peeling, considering in a way she has a shotgun, and in a way she should realistically shoot you to, you know, get her cooldowns back. But, you know, she's not the biggest issue because she doesn't have CC. Same thing with Elsa. And so right here, you know, I'm looking for a dive opportunity. What is that cat model? It's whatever. So I'm just diving them. You know, I'm just bullying them. And so my cooldowns are up and they're too far away. Right now, I'm just going to be waiting on my dive cooldown, like my jump and then slam cooldown. It's going to happen in 2 seconds. They're down 1, so I know I have to play more aggressive to clean up on these kills. And then right here, this is something super important, especially since I'm the only dive character on my team, which means that no one's going to be diving with me and, you know, helping me secure kills. I pull out my shield for the first part in this dive rather than just blindly punching them because, as I said earlier in the video, the best way, the most amount of value I can provide on Cap is by distracting their team. And right now, I'm distracting their Magneto. If I were to punch, this Magneto would just shoot me and get me off their team faster. I am inherently providing more value because I am making this mag waste his time. So, it's like, think about it this way, right? If I just blindly, as like the only dive character, start punching their squishies here, just taking this damage from this mag, I'd probably just be diving for realistically 3 seconds, right? But if I were to pull out my shield for the first part of this dive, I could waste at least maybe, I don't know how many seconds I waste of this mag's time, but once this mag realizes that, yo, I should not be peeling as mag because this tank is not meant to peel this hard against dive. I need to be up in the front lines. Once he finally realizes that he should leave me alone, I can actually do my real dive, maybe just, you know, get on their supports for 6 seconds. So pretty much, I am inherently just increasing my active time or up time on their backline by holding out shield first because I'm being met with damage. That is pretty much what I'm trying to say. However, I will not pull out my shield if, like, my team is diving too, because I need to capitalize off their damage as well. So right here, this is like, what, that's like 2 seconds worth of distracting this mag, and then now I can just finally dive. So, like, how long am I in this dive for? I guess 2 seconds, but you know, it's still a good principle. And then right here, we're Emma ulting. Right now, I'm trying to catch people that are actually behind cover rather than people in cover, because I know my Emma's going to kill them already. I can just catch the people outside of cover. So there's this Esla outside of cover. We kill her. I don't see anyone else like taking cover, so I'm just here to clean up. Right here, I don't know where Invis went. She did jump over me. Pro tip for anyone who doesn't know, your cap shield, like the E, when you throw on the floor, it should bounce to invisible targets. That's why I did that. So right here, I'm just throwing. Like, I am out in the open with a 41 HP shield, and I'm a tank. And I'm taking a very unnecessary damage. That is my bad. So, right here, I'm just going to be, you know, distracted to the sideline. This is a perfect time to go in, because their tanks are through. I just start going on this isolated cloak and dagger. people start peeling for me, and I just need to get out. And I almost died because I'm very bad at this game, but it's whatever. Right here, my goal, since they support ulted, it's just to build ult charge. There's nothing I can do here, so I'm trying to bash as many people as possible, you know, get as much damage as possible. I'm a little bit kill greedy, so, you know, I just dive towards that, even though there's no reason to do that. This Psylocke does a desperation ult, and then, what's it? Oh, my invis was already dead. I don't think my rocket knew, so he just walked in it and died. But honestly, it was fine in the end because we already won the fight. We had to give up point because we were technically 3 down. We were down both supports, they had to roll out, and we were down Elsa. But then I'm pretty sure we could start, we start contesting again because our supports were back, and we have two support ults to stall the point. So we start off with an invis ult. For some reason, my Punisher pops his ult here. I mean, no one was calming this game, but I feel like in this Punisher's mind, he should have been ult tracking in a way. He should have realized, yeah, the supports just, just like, exchanging with each other. Realistically, my Punisher ult would have done nothing here. And then, it's fine to pop Punisher ult once they're down, support ults, or, if you're gonna get kills with it. But right here, he realistically just wasted his Punisher ult. They were going to mirror our support ult anyway, and then they have a mag too. And mags should realistically save their mag ult for, Punisher ult. And then I become a Chad, and I realize, oh shit, I gotta protect my teammate. And then he just mag ults me, but I managed to deflect it back into their Emma shield. And that's the thing that breaks. It did no damage to my cap shield, which is fine. But, yeah. And then I just pop cap ult here. And then it's not like a huge counter, but people tend to just pop Emma ult into like a cap ult. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be moving around as much, but I'm still moving in your ult. And if people get sucked, they're going to also probably be in the path of my ult. Realistically, this is only a good counter if they actually focus fired us, but they don't have enough high DPS and they're not focus firing. Or no, I'm just bullying their backline. Mag's just trying to contest me. They pop diamond form for me. It's fine. We have how many? What's this? This is like a 6v4 right now. I'm pretty sure one of them maybe died earlier, so right now it's actually a 6v3, and so we could just clean up on them. It's just very basic. I'm just distracting them, making sure just they don't touch point or something, and that's how you win the game as Cap. By just diving, bro. You just dive. You brawl when needed too. So, yeah, that's pretty much how. That's pretty much why I have a 92% win rate on Cap, and don't check my tracker because it's totally still 92%, guys.